Oleksandr Usyk, now two-weight division champion, former WBC, WBA Super, IBF, WBO, ring and lineal Cruiserweight Champion, current WBA Super, IBF, WBO, and IBO Heavyweight Champion. Oleksandr Usyk has a great resume so far. He's beaten several world champions at Cruiserweight, and only in his third fight at Heavyweight beat one of the top dogs in Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua was a huge favorite going to the fight, close to a 3-1 favorite. Many people did not envision Usyk to be big enough to handle Joshua's punches. And Joshua did land his punches, especially around 5, 6, and 8, where he landed several punches in that fight. And Usyk's face was marked up. Go look at his face. He was cut on several places. He clearly felt the power. As Usyk said himself, to quote him directly, he says, "Some of those headshots, even the body shots, sent me to Elon Musk and back." So, where does Oleksandr Usyk rank all time, pound for pound, after his accomplishments already? 19 fights deep into his resume. Don't forget, he's a gold medalist at the 2012 Olympics in London. He won the World Series of Boxing tournament, beating guys like Joe Joyce, and to be exact, who else did he beat other than Joe Joyce? Maybe there are more than one notable fighters. He beat Joe Joyce, and he beat Junior Fa. He beat Muhammad Rasul Majidov, also a very touted prospect. So he has his victories. And as a pro, he has beaten. This is just the world champions he's beaten. He beat Krzysztof Głowacki when he was undefeated. He beat Fabricio Machuno. He took Michael Hunter's O. He beat Marco Hook. He beat Maris Bradis when he was undefeated. He beat Murat Gassiev when he was undefeated. He beat Tony Bellew following Tony Bellew's a great run he was on. Where he beat Makabu, knocked out Makabu in 3 rounds. Then knocked out Alexander Flores in 3 rounds. Then knocked out David Haye in 11. Then came back to knock out David Haye in 5. And Oleksandr Usyk dominated that Tony Bellew. Then moved up to heavyweight in his first fight. Fought Chaz Witherspoon. Then fought a very game and tough Derek Chisora, who outweighed him by 40 pounds. Then he fought the Unified Champion, who was fully prepared, who's been training for months for Oleksandr Usyk. No short notice fight like Andrew Ruiz, who was completely prepared, and he still battered Joshua for 12 rounds. And I gotta also give Joshua his praise. If I was him, I didn't think he was about to come out after round 7. I was watching the fight with my family. I told him Joshua was not coming out for round 8. Because he made the adjustment around 5 and 6. He won those were his first 2 rounds that he won the fight. And even looking back at it, you can make an argument that Usyk won round 5. But we're going to give both of them to Joshua for argument's sake. He won both rounds 5 and 6. Then round 7, Usyk absolutely battered him. Just battered him all over the ring. And he was cut. He was bruised, Joshua. He was bleeding from his nose. I thought this guy's going to quit. I guess round 7 is a very, very unlucky round for Anthony Joshua, as he got stopped before round 7 against Andrew Ruiz, but he did not quit. Now, the question I'm about to ask all of you guys right now, and I want to keep it brief. I don't want this video to go on for 10, 20 minutes. No, I want to keep it very brief. Where does Oleksandr Usyk rank all time? I already believe that he's the best cruiserweight of all time. I think he beat a much harder competition that Evander Holyfield beat. I'm not really sure if Evander Holyfield can clean out Maris Bradis, Murat Gassiev, Krzysztof Głowacki. All 3 of those guys were undefeated, by the way. Michael Hunter. I don't think he can clean out a division like that. In my honest opinion. Like, if you want to just go, oh, one by one, is Holyfield greater than all of those guys? Yeah, he is. But many people don't get that to be great, fight in, fight out, is extremely hard. And Evander Holyfield himself was not great fight in, fight out. Evander Holyfield, it took him 7 fights to get ready to fight for the heavyweight championship, and he did not fight Mike Tyson or Michael Spinks or Larry Holmes to win the heavyweight championship. He fought Buster Douglas. It's like saying if Oleksandr Usyk beat Andrew Ruiz for the titles. Not like how we beat Joshua for the titles. You know what I mean? Like, after Joshua lost his titles to Ruiz, he goes in and fights Ruiz real quick. And then later on, he defends his titles against Joshua. No, that's not what he did. He went right at Joshua. He wanted Joshua. He didn't even want to fight for the interim title against Joe Joyce. No, he wanted Joshua right away. And he proved his greatness. So out of him, rank him number 1 at Cruiserweight. Now let's compare his accomplishments with other fighters that came in the 21st century. Guys like Oscar De La Hoya, who had most of his accomplishments in the 20th century. So let's leave him out the way. Guys like Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Joe Calzaghe. Who else? Who else could you compare to him? Maybe Canelo Alvarez. So Bernard Hopkins, maybe. Even though Bernard Hopkins had a lot of his better wins in the 20th century. So who was a better fighter than Oleksandr Usyk of the 21st century? I want to hear it from you guys, because I don't think Mayweather was a better fighter than Oleksandr Usyk. I know that will give me a lot of hate right now. I just don't think he was. I'm not saying Oleksandr Usyk is going to go in to dominate the heavyweight division. I would pick Tyson Fury firmly to beat him. I think Tyson Fury is just going to go outstrike him and outpower him. But that's if Tyson Fury, because I know this video is going to be released on the Sunday following the Deontay Wilder vs. Tyson Fury fight. I'm recording this on Tuesday, October 5th. So I don't know what happened in the Tyson Fury vs. Deontay Wilder fight. What if Tyson Fury has been knocked out by Deontay Wilder cold? He's not going to fight Oleksandr Usyk. It's going to be Deontay Wilder. And no matter what happens in that fight, I believe Oleksandr Usyk would just be way too quick for Wilder. He'll just give Wilder too much angles. Wilder will not set up his shots. Believe me, and if Wilder does win, you guys are probably listening to this video right now. It's because Fury just wasn't moving enough. Because I know that tactic worked for Fury in the second fight. It's not going to work again. Believe me. Just him going straight at Wilder, it's not going to work again. You guys see Wilder. He's training to punch the body. He's training to catch Fury coming in. It's not going to work more than once. Trust me. So let me know. Where does Usyk rank all time? Is he already a top 10 fighter of all time? Because I do like to look at quality over quantity. Is he a top 20 fighter of all time? Is he a top 50 fighter of all time? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And Sadiq Boxing out.